This is the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, formerly the Chaotic Training Center, where Kingpin Brian Milonas got his start. We're here with the former three-time heavyweight champion on the eve of the biggest match of his career, Friday, November 1st in Lowell. Thanks for joining us here, Brian.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
We asked you here today because this could potentially be your last match in chaotic wrestling. Have you put any thought into your journey along the way?
Yeah, I think about it. I mean, especially since agreed to put it up, put my career on the line. I've thought about it a lot, and what the last 12 years have really meant to me. From starting in this building, Duke Stallton, former chaotic wrestler, Mike Hollow were the trainers here, and it was tough, man. I wanted to quit on my first day. I hit my head. The room was spinning. I was ready to throw up, but I persevered through, and I think some of my best memories of being in wrestling have happened in this building. The friendships I built, the camaraderie among the guys who trained here. It's this building is very, very special to me, and the things that happen here are things that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
So how long from when you started training until you got onto a chaotic wrestling show?
I think it was about a little over a year, and I was all pumped. I worked hard. When I first started, had some attitude problems, so really, it took a lot for me to get that opportunity. And my first match in chaotic wrestling, first singles match, was against Billy Kryptonite, and I was all jacked up and excited. My family came to see me. I get up on the second rope. Here I come, celebrate, jump down, and tear my knee up before the match even starts. And I got through the match. It wasn't pretty, and I lost. But to get that opportunity, and then something like that happens, it was devastating at the time, and it actually took me a little while after that, to get another opportunity. It was a battle, but it was just one of those things, just unbelievable turn of events,
So after that knee injury, it was a good 5 to 6 months before your official debut at Summer Chaos in 2003, correct?
Yeah, it was. It was a long road back after that. There was a guy named Matthew Vagrius, who's the leader of the Lost Souls, who saw me and wanted me to come into that group. And I actually went on to with another guy, Peter Malloy, and we teamed for a couple of years, and it was a lot of fun. Won a couple tag team championships, but yeah, it was a long road back after that knee injury. But you know what? Sometimes you need that adversity to make you work that much harder to get new opportunities. And but after that, it's been I guess things started rolling after that, really.
So from the Lost Souls, you joined the singles ranks and obtained your first championship, the New England title. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tony Omega had just won imagine that, Tony Omega, the New England champion in chaotic wrestling, but I came out and I beat him in like 10 seconds, and became the New England champion, and I held that belt for better part of a year. So yeah, that was really my first taste of single success in chaotic wrestling.
Well, soon after that, you set your sights on the heavyweight championship. Was it at a Cold Fury 6, I believe?
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa. I think he was calling himself Tommy Pinmanship at the time, but he was the heavyweight champion. And from there, once I had lost the New England title, it's like there was only one place to go for me. I'd been halfway up the mountain. Now I wanted to get to the top of the mountain. And that being the heavyweight championship, and to do battle with him, he's not a big guy, but he's a fierce competitor. Anybody's ever seen Tommaso wrestle knows what he can do in the ring. And at Cold Fury 6, I mean, it's Chaotic's biggest show, so to have that opportunity at that event, just unbelievable, and to actually capitalize on it, up until that point, was definitely the biggest moment of my wrestling career.
So we can't talk about your early career without mentioning one of the most influential people back then, Cherry Payne.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely had a big influence on the early part of my career. I just have so much respect for her. She's the greatest manager in the history of this company. Yes, better than Sean Gorman. And she's somebody who still feels weird to this day, not having her by my side, coming through the curtain there. And really, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have got the biggest opportunity of my career, period.
You must be talking about Homecoming, Byfield, Massachusetts, summer 2007 it was, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that moment and that night was amazing to share the spotlight for one evening with John Cena, the guy who's the biggest star in this business, was something I'll never forget. And during the course of the match, me and Fuller were both down, and Cena was down too because I hit him in the face with the Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And I go to get up, and there's somebody in the ring, and I don't know if a fan had jumped in the ring or something, and Vince McMahon's in the ring. You literally can't make this up. I mean, I turn around, and Vince McMahon is in the ring, and I literally didn't know what to think. He comes over, and he grabs my arm, and he raises it up to the crowd, and I think the pictures of that moment, say it all. I think my jaw hit the mat, and but to be in the ring, not only with John Cena, but also Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is raising my hand is, the single greatest and single craziest thing that has ever happened to me, in wrestling. Now, what happened after that? He slapped John Cena. John Cena gave me the attitude adjuster. So it doesn't end up that great, but to be in the ring with the WWE champion and the owner of WWE, the guy that I want to work for, to be in the ring with the two of them at the same time. There are guys who work for WWE that never get that opportunity. So for me to have gotten that opportunity and to have done that is the single, most special thing that I've ever done, and that is something that I will tell my grandkids about someday. I still sometimes don't even believe it's real. Like that, it was crazy, but awesome, just absolutely awesome.
So it was late 2008 when Chaotic Wrestling was first introduced to Sean Gorman. And ironically, it was with you, correct?
Funny how that works, huh? Funny, the guy who's responsible for him being here in the first place is me. At that point, I'd lost the Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and I was just kind of looking to do something different, and Terry Payne was gone, and I was kind of looking for somebody else to kind of handle those business type dealings, and through a couple people I've been introduced to Sean Gorman. We had formed the Empire, the first version of Sean Gorman's Empire, with yours truly. It's kind of funny how it's all worked out now, and right from the beginning with Gorman, we butted heads a lot. We had a lot of different ideas. But I also thought, hey, here's a guy who is shrewd, he's smart, so everybody can see, I'm not going to completely take everything away from the guy, even though I despise him. Me and Sledge were the Chaotic Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and but like I said, it wasn't destined to last a long time. But I guess if you want to blame anybody for Sean Gorman even being in Chaotic Wrestling, blame me, blame the Kingpin, because, he came in with me.
Now, it seemed that in the beginning you were a very angry, aggressive competitor, but right around the time when you started campaigning for your second heavyweight championship, your demeanor kind of changed overnight.
I guess catch more flies with honey. It'd been some time since I'd held that title, and I just felt like I really, needed something to launch me to that. And I saw a perfect opportunity to try to play mind games with people, and to, as you said, I am just by nature very aggressive, I won't say I'm very angry by nature, but I'm an intense competitor when I'm in the ring. And that, to go out there and do that campaign and to shake hands and kiss babies, people didn't know what to expect, and most importantly, I think my opponents knew what to expect. Chase Del Monte was the heavyweight champion at the time. At that point, he was in the midst of, at that point, the longest reign in Chaotic Wrestling, history with the heavyweight title. Hey, it was a lot of fun. I got out there and waved to the people, smiled, winked, Ultimately, again, it was short-lived because it isn't me. That's why the shirt and the tie and the smiles and the kissing babies and shaking hands went away fairly quickly.
So it was during that second title reign that your love-hate relationship, or should I say hate-hate relationship with the fans, kind of started to change.
Yeah, it's funny. I think from the time I started, up until that point, the fans despised me. But that second title reign, which ultimately became the longest title reign in Chaotic Wrestling history, I think it was over the course of that, and because I had, defended the title successfully for so long, that the crowd really started to respect me. And also at the same time, I think I started to appreciate and respect them too. And just like any relationship in life, it's a two-way street. And I gave them respect, and they gave me respect back. And but it's funny, it was during that series of matches with Brian Fury is when the crowd started to come on my side. It was funny. I think for the first time, I wasn't the greater evil anymore. It was Brian Fury. He was being managed by Sean Gorman. Again, here's Sean Gorman once again. It's funny, early on I think I kind of relished the fact that, they wanted to come over the barriers, and beat me with a stick. So now I relish it equally that, they're there behind me and cheering me. Really it's the reason why we do this. It's the reason why all of us come here, whether guys want to admit it or not. It's because of the fans. And it's ultimately what has led me to put my career on the line to get rid of a guy like Gorman, because I don't think he cares about the fans. But yeah, I love it, man. Now it's great. It feels good to have people behind you when you come through the curtain. At this point, I wouldn't have it any other way.
We've talked about the early days and your amazing journey through 3 heavyweight championships in Chaotic Wrestling. But now you've laid your career on the line against Todd Hanson on November 1st. What's that going to mean for you if you lose this match?
Well, it would be disappointing. I mean, first off, I'm not planning on losing this match. But it'll be disappointing, but in a way, I really have done a lot, and wrestling my brother in Woburn, there's not a lot left on that list, that, oh my God, I have to do this. I will miss this. I will miss coming out in front of the fans, and I will miss competing. But I've done probably more than I ever had hoped to do. In Chaotic Wrestling, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay if I go home. I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter, and I'll spend time with them. But I want to win this match. I want to win this match more than any match I've ever been in. Todd Hanson is a guy. Well, we didn't talk a lot about him today, who's been somebody who I've battled with. For a long time. So I guess put my career up against, I'm in a match against him is kind of fitting. But ultimately, I'm tired of what's going on around here. I'm tired of the way Sean Gorman is running things. And I think this is my way of, putting my money where my mouth is, put up or shut up. I want him gone so bad that I'm willing to risk it all. And I want the fans to come out, and I want them to be crazy and wild. And after I beat Todd Hanson, I want them to go nuts. Let's celebrate. Let's pop champagne. Because he's going. Sean Gorman doesn't realize it yet, but he's going on November 1st. If I didn't fully believe I'm going to win this match, I would never put my career on the line, because I love professional wrestling, and I love Chaotic Wrestling, and I don't plan on going anywhere. And this was great to talk about. The last 12 years and kind of sum it up, and it's brought back a lot of wonderful memories of this building, and of Chaotic Wrestling shows, and just some of the battles I've had and some of the friendships I've made. But I plan on making a lot more memories in Chaotic Wrestling, and getting rid of Sean Gorman on November 1st is the first of many more memories.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining us here today, Brian. It's been a pleasure. And good luck on your match, November 1st.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.